back, doing more of this. I've been away for a little while. I got behind. I was away from this house for a week and yada yada yada. Stuff happened. I don't even know really where I left off, but yeah, I've bought a lot of stuff since I've done this. I mean, here's like half of it, so got a lot of that. And I just realized that I'm gonna have to share my 7-inches with you too, and there's 3 boxes of those, so let's not waste any time and just get right back into this. Where was I? I left off with my foundation. Okay, so right here we got some Maiden. Killers. Everyone should have some Maiden in their collection. Love Maiden, of course. They're classic. Killers, a pretty beat up copy of it. You got some gouges in there. But I think the record is in pretty good condition. It's been a while since I've listened to this. Yeah, it's decent. Yeah, Maiden with Paul Di'Anno. This is a really good album. Heavy stuff. Or heavier stuff compared to most Maiden. Yeah, I like it quite a lot. I still need to get there first. One of the first Maiden songs I ever heard was Running Free. It was on some like mix CD that a friend gave me, and I freaking loved it. Paul Di'Anno's voice was one of the main reasons of that. Some more Maiden here. Peace of Mind. This is a promo copy, if you can see there from the gold stamp. Not for sale. Ooh, illegal. I really like this one. This has some really, really freaking good songs on it. Like The Trooper, of course, and the Flight of Icarus. Really like this one. This one is Bruce Dickinson, of course. Love it. One more Maiden. I think that's my last Maiden. Yeah, it is. Somewhere in Time. Really like this one too, of course. Let's see, this is some really good songs in it. Wasted Years, Heaven Can Wait. There's so much. Love the cover art in here too. Like, this is one of those covers that you can just spend a long time looking at and just notice a whole bunch of other details. Like, just like there's some references to other albums and shit on there. So I really like that one. I'm surprised they only have 3 Maiden albums. I should definitely get more. I see Run to the Hills at the record shop all the time, and I just never buy it for some reason. But one day I will, and we'll have that, finally. Jimi Hendrix, Electric Ladyland. This is a sealed copy of this. I don't know what pressing this is. I think it's from the 90s or something. But it's sealed. My grandpa gave me this, and I'm just going to keep it sealed, because why the fuck not? Everyone's heard this album, and I think it's really cool. I have a lot of albums that my grandpa gave me, actually. He has a really good taste in music. I need to tell you about him someday. Next up, Kailasa, Static Tensions. I believe this was the second 12-inch I ever bought. I got this when I saw them with Intronaut when they played in my town. It was an off day when they toured with Mastodon in 2009, I think. And I got this, they blew me away. I was so excited to see them. That was like the first big heavy band that came to my area that I got to see. And they were freaking awesome. And I bought their album, and this album fucking rocks. I love this album so much. I think this album is pretty much perfect. Yeah, definitely. And look at that. I got it signed by Laura Pleasance and Philip Cope. So, definitely cool to have that. Love this album. Love it, love it, love it. Love Kailasa. I need to get more of their stuff too. I just got Time Will Feed Its Worth actually yesterday. The repress that Alternative Tentacles did. But I'll get to that another time. So listen to that. And here, a staple, Led Zeppelin 4. This is the first record that I ever bought with my own money. I didn't even have a record player at the time. I just had $4 and I wanted to buy something, so it was just like, Led Zeppelin 4. Yeah, got that. It's the only Zeppelin album I personally own. I shouldn't have to go into too much detail about that. Everyone Everyone and their dog knows about Led Zeppelin 4. Here we get into some good old noise rock. Lightning Bolt, Wonderful Rainbow. Probably my favorite Lightning Bolt album, actually. This album is just ridiculously solid. I love it. Just some freaking amazing songs on here. And a really good pressing too. The pressing of this is clean, it's loud, it's just phenomenal. There's a cool insert here too, I think. Not really cool, but just an unusual looking one. That you don't see very often. My dad got this for me for Christmas, and I was so happy. Like, I saw it, we both went to a record store a few days before Christmas, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, get me that. He was like, we'll see. That old parent trick. Next up, got more Lightning Bolt, Earthly Delights, fantastic album. One of my favorites of 2010. I think this was released. Pretty sure. 2010, yeah. Great album. The last song, Transmissionary, is a jam, and it's fucking great. Really nice, colorful artwork, a gatefold, which is fantastic. And it's a double album, but the D side is etched. You can see that. Kinda. It's like some crude Brian Chippendale artwork. It's really cool. Yeah, really, really love this album. Can't wait for them to make a proper follow-up release. And I still need to get, whatchamacallit, Hyper Magic Mountain and their first one, Ride the Sky. Still need to get that. And I say I want them to make a proper full-length follow-up because this year they released this, Oblivion Hunter, which is like some lost recording from, God, who knows when, the 90s, I think. But not a big fan of this. It's okay, but it just is, pretty much. It's just Lightning Bolt being loud and noisy and obnoxious. Yeah, I was disappointed about this, but I got it for like $10 at the record shop. So there's that. Make another album, Lightning Bolt, please. And now we got Mastodon's Blood Mountain. Love this album. I used to listen to this album every single day when it came out. 2006, this was my shit. Love this album. This is a Record Store Day repress for, when did this come out? 2010, I think. Yeah, 2010. I think this was limited to like 3,000, and it was on red vinyl. Look at that. Pretty. They did have the double album version, but that was like $40, and I wasn't into buying that at the time. So I just got the single one. Still sounds great. And this album, Mastodon, one of my all-time favorite metal bands. If you haven't heard this album, shit, you need to do that, because it is fucking great. And here's an album that I like, but I haven't spent a whole lot of time with. Mastodon's The Hunter. I really liked this album when I heard it. Didn't make my best of list of 2011, but it's good. But I don't remember much about it. I love Creature Lives. Creature Lives is awesome. And Blasteroid and Stargasm are great. But I do need to spend more time with this, or I need to get reacquainted with it, we'll say. There's also a double version, or a double album version of this, but I don't have that either. This is just the single version. Like half an hour per side. It's a really tight pressing. Next up, got the Minutemen. What Makes a Man Start Fires. One of my favorite bands, one of my favorite albums. This is true forward-thinking hardcore punk. They got like funk elements and kind of like weird Americana and just like a whole bunch of shit. Mike Watt on the bass. Phenomenal. Just classic SST, weird hardcore. I mean, I can't say enough good things about this album. This album is fucking amazing. have yet to listen to the Minutemen, I'd say start with this, because this album is just gold. Dynamite. Another Minutemen. We got Buzzer Howl Under the Influence of Heat EP. Really good stuff too. A bit more of a rough recording. Some really good songs on this. Cut is one of my favorite songs to play on bass. That is a groovy masterpiece. What else do we got on here? Little Man with a Gun in his hand. There's some really nice saxophone on here. Got some good Raymond Pettibone artwork. I hope I said his name right. Oh my god. Ray Pettibone. Something like Raymond Ray. I think Mike Watt or D. Boone. I think it was D. Boone. He did this cover art. Love that one. And here's the classic from their discography, or the supposed classic. I still think What Makes a Man Start Fires is their best, but Double Nickels on the Dime, of course, a classic punk double album. I think there's something like 40 songs on here, or like at least. But really good stuff. Just the range of influences that these guys have is phenomenal. I mean, just a whole, you can't even keep track of what these guys put out. It's amazing. Got some nice live shots in the gatefold, some more artwork from Raymond Pettibone, of course. And I need to get a better copy. This one's starting to get some ring wear, but great album. Everyone recognizes this as a classic. Even Rolling Stone recognizes this as a classic, and you know, those guys always have to stick up their ass when it comes to different music. One more Minutemen. Politics of Time. This is like a collection of B-sides and live recordings. Pretty good stuff. Pretty much just to have it. I pretty much bought this just to have it in the Minutemen collection, but it's good stuff. What is this? Badges. That's a really good song. We don't need no stinking badges. And now we got Public Enemy, Fear of a Black Planet. This album holds some nice sentimental value for me. We, meaning me, my brother, my dad, used to jam this album all the time in the car. Like every time we would just go somewhere, we would blast Fear of a Black Planet. In any Public Enemy we had, we loved that band. Still love that band, but this and like Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. We bonded over this album. And this is some repress, I don't know, but really cool. Really great to have. I still need to get Takes a Nation of Millions. And I really want Apocalypse 91. That album is banging. Some old classic progressive rock stuff. Moody Blues, Days of Future Past. This has that song Nights in White Satin, of course. Haven't listened to this in a long time, but everyone sees this around. Everyone pretty much knows of this album and that song. So we got that. Neil Young. Good old Neil Young. I love Neil Young. He's one of my favorites. One of the coolest dudes to ever walk the earth. After the Gold Rush. Classic album. I mean, what do you got on here? Tell Me Why. Southern Man. God. Just classic stuff. I still like Harvest a lot. And Zuma is really good. And the stuff he did with Crazy Horse was ace. But this is a really good one. I think I got this for Christmas or something. Is that an ass? It is. Someone's behind. Got that. Jay Retard. Rest in peace, buddy. They got this one. Blood Visions. Some good old weird kind of punky, pop punky rock stuff. Some pretty interesting cover art there. Jay Retard. I still really want Watch Me Fall, which was the album he put out, the full length he put out before he died. Still don't really know what he died of, but yeah, it's a real shame. show a few more. Got Melt Banana Charlie. Melt Banana is great. Weird, obnoxious, noisy, chaotic, abrasive, just weird, what the fuck ever punk rock stuff from Japan. And if that doesn't appeal to you, I'm sorry. These guys are fucking great. This album is really, really, really good. Yeah, I love the cover art too. I saw these guys about a year ago. Or, a year ago? Don't really remember, but they were great. Really, really good. And this album is awesome. And I got one more Melt Banana. Bambi's Dilemma. More of the same, obnoxious, noisy, hardcore stuff with some grind and some more traditional song structures, but still just completely chaotic and noisy. This album got a lot of good praise, I think, when it came out. I think Decibel put this in like the 100 best metal albums of the decade or something, even though it's not a metal album, but that's pretty cool. And 16 minutes. Should I want to go for 20? Yeah, I want to talk about these today. Neutral Milk Hotels in the Aeroplane Over the Sea. You should all know about this album already. One of my favorite albums ever. One of my favorite album covers ever. I could look at this for hours. I love this cover art. And there's been so many things to say about this album. I'm not saying that just because it's the thing to say when you're talking about The Airplane Over the Sea. It's really just... it brings out a roller coaster of emotions in me. Sadness, happiness, it's playful, it's innocent, it's traumatic, it's all of the above. It's just one of those albums that just touches a lot of people in a certain way, emotionally. And the music's really good, the lyrics are really great, it's just a masterpiece all around. There, I said it. And then we got On Avery Island, which is the album that everyone kind of looks over. It's definitely not as good as In the Airplane Over the Sea. This is more like fuzzed out, kind of lo-fi rock jams. The fuck is that? There's some gunk in my record sleeve. Ugh. This is still in the shrink wrap? Damn. Yeah, it's good, but you know, In the Airplane Over the Sea will of course trump everything. And there's that. And how far did I get? Alright, I made a pretty good dent. Yeah, I'll be back for more. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.